Hey guys, Doc here. We are going to look at some gardening today. Last time we were together, I really enjoyed taking you around with my grandson and showing you the different things that we have in our yard. I know I had a lot of weeds in my yard too, but that's why it's important to know where you plant things and what they look like. And a little bit later, we'll go up and we'll check on that strawberry patch because I have a feeling we might be able to find some strawberries in there today. Okay, now, all of you should have received one of these, okay? Now, on the front of it, I know it's probably a pretty big word, and depending on what it starts with is depending on the herb that you got to grow today. Now, herbs are really cool because those are the things that when you cook or when you make something, you add to your food to give it flavor. And herbs can really make things taste very good and very different than without it. Now this one that I have begins with an O. So if yours begins with an O, then you have oregano, okay? Oregano is used for pizza, for spaghetti, for lots of Italian dishes, but it can be used for salads and other things as well. Now, some of you might have got one of these that begins with the letter C, and that would be cilantro. Cilantro is used in different kinds of salsas and other dishes as well. Then we have sage. If yours begins with an S, then that is sage. And if yours begins with a P, then that is parsley. Parsley is actually one of my favorites. I use a lot of parsley when I cook. And finally, the other one would be rosemary. If yours begins with an R, then you have rosemary. I don't have my rosemary with me, and here's what happened. When I made all of these for you guys the other day out on my patio, I accidentally left my seeds out there. And a storm came the other night and blew some of my seeds away. So I couldn't find the rest of my oregano or my rosemary. So I won't be able to plant those today. But today we will look at planting a lot of these others. And if you have rosemary, then that's really special too, because then maybe you can share some with me. All right, so here's the oregano. Now all of you, I want you to be very careful. I'm going to put this down here, and you're going to have to hold it with one hand while you gently take the lid off with your other hand. Now, I forgot to mention, before you do anything, you should always wash your hands really good. When you wash your hands with soap and water, a lot of times it's good to say your ABCs. That way you know you're washing them long enough. A really quick hand wash isn't good at all. You want to wash your hands for a long time. Now, since I like math, I count when I wash my hands. I count to 20, but I don't count real fast. I count slow. I use the word Mississippi in the middle, and then that gives me about the same length as a second. So when I wash my hands, I say 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi, 4 Mississippi. You should try it sometime, and then I count to 20. Okay, well, I did wash my hands right before this started, and so now I want all of you to take a look inside of your thing, and you should have a piece of aluminum foil. Now, this is where I put your seeds, okay? So you have to be very gentle with it, and if you have an adult around, they might want to help you open this up very gently because some of these seeds are really, really small. And I'm going to zoom in. So hopefully you can see my seeds. I have the oregano. So if you have oregano, your seeds are going to look like the seeds I have in here. Okay, and I need to open very carefully. There they are. There are my oregano seeds. They don't even look like seeds. They look like dirt. So they're really hard to see. So I'm going to gently put it down here. It's so hard with these seeds sometimes because they're so tiny. Okay, now I'm going to move my dirt over here, and then I'm going to want to make a hole with my finger right down in the dirt, kind of pushing it aside a little bit, and then make this hole right here for my seeds. And then I'm going to pick up my seeds carefully like this, and I'm going to go ahead and dump them in there. Now your seeds might look different than the seeds I have, because you might have the cilantro seeds are a little bit bigger. You might have parsley, you might have the oregano or the rosemary. Well, mine's oregano, or what did I forget? Parsley, sage, okay? I always forget sage. All right, so here we go. We're going to cover it up, and we're almost finished. So now the last thing that we have to do is we have to remember that our seeds need to eat. So in order for them to eat, they need to have a little bit of water. So I'm going to go get some water, and then I'll show you how much to put in. I'll be right back. Okay, so what I did is I got a little bowl, and you don't have to get a bowl. I just wanted to bring it over so you could see it a little closer. But you can go to the sink, and then in the sink you can use a little cup or a little bowl. But you don't want to put too much water in here, because if you put too much water, you could drown the seeds. So you have to give them the right amount of water every day. Just like it's important for us to eat the right amount of food every day, it's important for plants to do the same. So I'm going to take this spoon, and I'm going to just put 2 teaspoons of water in there. That's it. Just 2 teaspoons. Now, if you don't have a teaspoon or you have a bigger spoon, you could use 1 tablespoon. So 2 teaspoons or 1 tablespoon. And that's it. And now we're going to be ready to watch our plant grow. You should put it near a window, or in your bedroom near a window, or even outside. But if you put it outside, it's kind of light. So you have to be careful. If a storm comes, it might blow it over. Or if it's windy, it might blow it over. So it's best to keep something small like this in a house. Just try to keep it where it's going to get a little bit of light. Okay? Now, I wanted to plant some of these seeds also with you. So I had a few left from when I made your containers. So I'm going to bring over my larger planter over here. And can you see this? So this is my larger planter. And I thought what I would do, since I had a few seeds left, is I would plant some more of these seeds in here so I can watch them grow with you. Now, unfortunately, I don't have the rosemary seeds, but I might try to go buy some today, because I have my oregano that I just planted, and now I have sage. So I'm going to put on a little pair of gloves because I'm going to be working with a lot more dirt this time. And sometimes I use garden gloves, and sometimes when I'm dealing with little seeds, I'll use these kind of gloves because they're a little easier to work with. Okay, so now I have my sage. So if you have your sage, we're going to see what your sage seeds look like. I'm going to open this up so everybody can see. And if you have sage, when you opened yours up, your seeds will look like this. Can you see them? They're like little round balls. Not as small as the oregano. Thank goodness. The oregano was kind of hard to work with. So I'm just going to make an area here in my planter, right in the middle. I'm going to make some room. And then I'm going to put a few seeds all the way across here. And then I'm going to cover them up with the soil. And I brought another cup of water over with me. And And I'm going to add just a little bit of water to them. Okay? So that's the sage. And I'm always forgetting what I plant where. So sometimes I like to put a little sign in my planner that'll help me remember what I put where. So I'm going to put this in the front. Okay. Now, let's see. Next one I have parsley. So I'm going to put parsley in here too. So let's make some room for some parsley seeds. And so let's get this parsley in. Okay, let's get this parsley in. Let's see what it looks like. Oh, I have a lot of parsley seeds. You see those? They are small. They are small. So I'm going to put in a couple rows here, not just one. I'm going to try to put 3 in so I can plant my parsley. Okay. Alright, first I'm going to start over here. I'm going to take a few of these, spread them through. Okay, cover them up. Here we go. Now let's see, let's do some in the middle. And here we go, cover them up. And I'm even going to have some left after this. So I might have to find another place around my house to plant some more parsley. And that's good because I use parsley a lot. I like to use it on my chicken and in my soups. And I still have all of these left. So I'm going to carefully put this down over here. And I'll have to find something else to mark that with. Now, I want to make sure that I water them just a little bit like before. I don't want to put in too much. I have a whole bunch in here. Alright, there we go. Alright, so finally, I remember I lost my rosemary seeds because they all blew away. I guess they're in Kansas if you like Wizard of Oz. And now I have cilantro. So cilantro is, a lot of people like to use it in salsa. I actually like to use parsley in my salsa. But a lot of people like to use cilantro in their salsa and in other dishes like that. Now these seeds are big compared to the ones that we've had so far. These are the biggest seeds that we have. So if you opened up your cilantro packet, you found some pretty big seeds. And I have a lot of them left too. So maybe I'll do 3 rows of cilantro as well. So let's see, let's put some over here. Okay, here we go. I'm going to put some in the middle. And then I'm going to put a 3rd row over here in the end. So our cilantro seeds are our biggest seeds that we looked at today. And if I remember correctly, the rosemary was kind of small too. So cilantro is the biggest ones out of the ones we have. Okay, I still have a lot of cilantro left, so I'm going to set it aside as well so that I can plant it somewhere else. And then I'm also going to water them just a little bit, not too much. Just a little bit so I can get my seeds all watered. Okay. And now I'm ready to place it near a window. Or since this container is a little bit bigger, I might set it out on my porch because it won't blow away. Okay, so let's review. Here is your little plant. You can leave it in this container. That way, if any water comes through the bottom, it'll stay in your little container here. And I would water it every day, 2 teaspoons a day. That's it. 2 teaspoons a day. And if you set it near a window where it's going to get some light, then that'll be plenty. Now, if you go to water it and you notice that there's water in the bottom of your container or water in the bottom of your container, or you notice that the soil is really wet, then don't water it. Wait until that water is gone before you water it again. Okay? All right. So let's say that we check out the strawberry patch and maybe even the sunflowers to see how they're doing. Let's go. Look at all these strawberries that we picked from the strawberry patch. This is pretty amazing. We can probably make either a strawberry pie or strawberry shortcake or just eat them. What's that? I think I hear somebody in my strawberry patch. We better go check it out before someone eats all of our strawberries. Oh, look who's here. Miss Kiara. Are you eating strawberries?
Yes.
Yeah, let me see. Wow. Did you get these did you get those from the strawberry patch? Yeah? Okay. Are they good? Let's see if we can find a couple more. Looks like she found some. Oh, look here. Look at these strawberries. Just last week, all these strawberries were not quite ready. And now, here we go. All kinds of yummy strawberries. Isn't that awesome? Look at that. Let's check real quick on the sunflowers. We've been getting lots of rain. Look how tall they're getting, just in 1 week. And also, our pea plants are getting tall too. So, as it rains, our plants continue to grow. And next week, we'll check and see how they're doing again. So until next time, peace out. This is Doc signing off.